Tonight on Play on Tabletop Gear. Steve says he goes first.
I'm gonna go first.
Michael asks for a cow on his shoulder.
And I haven't been offered a dancing cow yet?
And Tack doesn't want to do the commentary. Welcome to a crazy and wild serving of Warhammer 40k, served on a platter of randomness and wackiness. Space Marine Steve has brought Blood Angels while returning fan favorite Michael is back with his Necrons. There's so much going on with this game. Wait, why is Michael back?
I was sitting at home, I was painting, and I was watching one of you guys, one of the newest battle reports out. It was Mubin versus Steve. There was a dancing cow, and I haven't been offered a dancing cow yet?
Wish granted. You know what this means, right? This game was set up by our producer tier patrons. The mission, game type, lists, and even the commentator were all chosen based on input by those patrons. Oh, is this why Michael's brother Chris is in the studio? I'm in your chair, aren't I? Have fun, I'm going home.
Hello everyone, my name is Chris, and today I'm joining you for what is sure to be an exciting game of 40k. Thanks to all who voted to have me on the show, and if things don't go well, remember, you chose this.
So Steve and I both had gone on Discord before the game had started, and we had selected our armies randomly using a wheel generator.
The Wheel of the Warp!
In an interactive session with our producer tier patrons, the lists were determined by random spins from the aptly named Wheel of the Warp. Much to my disappointment, Michael got lucky and has been bestowed with an almost competitive Necron list. Space Marine Steve, well,
I'm gonna show him bolt guns. I'm gonna show him chainswords.
Whoa.
I'm gonna show him a Land Raider.
Whoa, what is that?
It's a really big and really expensive thing that's not gonna do very well. I didn't get the greatest army.
he got a Land Raider, but we know he loves his Land Raiders, so there's that. The Necrons are led by the one and only Silent King, as well as a Techromancer, a Royal Warden, a Catacomb Command Barge, a unit of Death Marks, a unit of Tomb Blades, heavy Locust Destroyers, a unit of Lich Guard, Wraiths, a unit of Flayed Ones, some Scorpec Destroyers, and a Canoptic Spider. The Blood Rangers are a less optimal list, but this is Steve, and Steve will have to do these Steve things, I'm sure.
Traditionally a bit of an underdog here at Play on Tabletop. Sometimes I really struggle. My lists aren't always the most competitive, but I do try my damnedest.
In today's Tempest of War mission, we are going to play Claim the Battlefield, where each player scores 5 victory points for holding one objective, 5 victory points for holding a second objective, and 5 victory points for holding more than their opponent.
Every single turn, we are actually going to spin the Wheel of the Warp, and it's going to give us fantastic rules, really wacky rules. Some of them are really weird.
The wheel is sure to add an element of random zaniness to today's game. Whether or not it's rolling dice or spinning wheels, Space Marine Steve's luck transcends all. Here's hoping Mike suffers from equally bad luck.
We're basically playing open play, but we've brought in a couple of elements of match play just to keep things as balanced as we can keep them. But this is a casual game. Oh yeah, we have a Play on calendar coming out.
Check out that December fold, baby.
Before we get into deployment, I need to tell you about this episode's sponsor, Frontline Gaming. Their battlefield mats and terrain make for the perfect setting for your tabletop gaming experience. The ITC Terrain series is specifically crafted to be functional for competitive play while creating an immersive setting. In this game, we are using a mat and terrain from Frontline Gaming to create our setting for this bout between Necrons and Blood Angels. Check out frontlinegaming.com to see their catalog of amazing products. Both armies were randomly generated live in front of a patron audience using a digital Wheel of Destiny. It seems like Destiny has plans for both our players today and has given Michael some real hard hitters, while Steve gets to play a Land Raider Redeemer. Here's hoping it can redeem itself and purge some vile Xenos. Michael has chosen to keep his Death Marks and Flayed Ones in reserve, while Steve has set his Assault Terminators, a 10-man unit of Vanguard Vets, and his Warlord, a Chaplain with Jetpack, awaiting to come in and join the party in later turns. It seems both are preparing to outthink their opponent with timely reinforcements.
I'm gonna go first, but
I don't know. Are you
at the beginning of my command step, I go from 12 command points up to 13 whole command points.
Are you going first? We roll off.
Oh, right.
3-1.
I'm not. Hey, there's a one! No, Get out of here. Yay, I'm going first.
Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, good luck to you too, buddy.
The Necrons get all their pre-game shenanigans. Unsurprisingly, Michael decides to bravely retreat. An honorable fight was never his forte.
I thought he would get a little bit more aggressive. He's gonna move pretty quick on his first turn anyways and probably leap out, take some objectives. So he's gonna take his shiny cape and do that. I think it's a cape. Is it a cape? It's a veil. Oh, he's a bride.
Yeah.
A beaming Necron bride.
My protocol that is ongoing is
Yeah.
going to be Protocol Sudden Storm, adding 1 to my movement. So throughout the whole game.
Necron command protocols are army-wide buffs that are pre-assigned for each turn before roll-off for first turn. Once drawn, the Necron player can choose one of 2 benefits from said card, as long as a Necron noble is on the table.
Turn 1, I'm going to do Eternal Guardian, which I will elect to have light cover across my whole army.
Oh, that's exciting. At the beginning of my turn, I go up in my command points from 12 to 13. I draw my secondary mission objectives.
Steve draws, bring it down, attempting target, and investigate sites. Tough draw. For bring it down, that means Steve needs to take down the Silent King. No easy task, considering a Star God couldn't do the Metallic Monarch in.
Pin number 1. Whoa! Whoa! Look at that! Whoa! 17.
Randomly selected, we land on a mission rule from Michael Bugthorpe, of course. Deathless Arise / Imperial Reinforcements. The players roll off and the winner selects an objective that was controlled at the end of the previous command phase. In this case, we will just use one the players are already on, and the controlling player may deploy up to 5 power level of units wholly within range of that objective marker. Units that cannot be placed count as destroyed.
Beat 1.
3.
So I wasn't expecting my own special rule to be used against me like that. Guess I should have put a caveat in it that's like, Mike gets it only?
Free Tactical Marines! Hell yeah! I'm deciding to jump on the objectives as soon as possible. I don't have as much objective secured as he does. Pretty much the whole army is objective secured. So I gotta get on these objectives quickly, start scoring now, and my hope is to jump ahead of Michael in the first few turns of the game and stay ahead of him until the end. Just be outside of the 3.
Yep.
At the end of movement, the scouts start performing the investigate site action, gathering vital intel for the Marines.
I'm gonna start into my shooting phase. I'm gonna start with this Predator right here.
Yep, okay.
And so it's gonna shoot all of its guns except for the Hunter Killer missile into the Lich Guard. So 2d3 from its autocannon.
Okay.
Whoa! Here we go on 3s. All of them, 3s. All of them.
Which I make all but 1.
All but 1, so that guy takes 3 damage.
He is dead. I'm going to do reanimation real quick.
Oh yeah.
I did not, so 1 guy drops.
The Redeemer brings down its assault cannons and heavy flamers, laying low another Necron who stays down. Mixing things up, Steve's Bale Predator pumps lead into the looming Triarch Stalker.
Twin assault. Yeah, baby.
Oh. So 5 up and bowl. Oh my god. That's
Make 'em
dirty.
all?
That's dirty.
Wow.
Disgusting.
And 1 AP nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Watch this wounded. No.
Steve gets 5 victory points for investigate sites, netting him an early lead in the battle against the Xenos threat. Seeing the menacing yet regal form of the Silent King towering ahead, he wisely discards bring it down.
My turn. So I take up to 14 command points.
Draw your cards.
I draw my cards.
The Necrons go up to 14 command points, but Michael spends 1 on new orders to discard investigate sites. In place of investigate sites, Mike draws blood and guts, battlefield supremacy, and deploy teleport homers.
There's a few on here
They're doozies.
that are doozies. There's one that's a dance contest.
Switch armies. Hang on. 7. Chris, what is the 7?
Lord Stewart, half the movement characteristics of all units on the battlefield.
Stuart, man, you really threw a curveball at me, man.
Well, thank you so much, Lord Stewart, because you have what we call in the business screwed, Michael.
The Silent King is going to give a +1 to hit to the Lich Guard, and he's going to give a +1 to hit to the Lockers Heavy Destroyers.
Okay.
And then this guy over here is going to give a +1 to hit to the Scorpex in front of him.
Sounds good.
These Wraiths are going to advance for an extra 3, so they go... I really needed to take this first couple turns to maneuver into place, and having my movement like that, that's rough. That's really going to make things difficult.
Trudging their way across the ruined city, the Necrons gain little ground. Supplementing his pathetic movement with Xeno's trickery, Mike utilizes his Veil of Darkness to catapult his Technomancer forward, bringing the Scorpek destroyers with him. Like Mom always said, if at first you don't succeed, rip a hole into space-time and hope for the best. Finding himself in an advantageous position, the Technomancer plonks his teleport homer into the Imperial soil.
Then we go into shooting phase.
Michael's command barge cruelly pours energized bolts of death into the newly arrived tactical squad, felling one before he could even bring his bolter up.
We will do the Tomb Blades over here. So there's 6 Tomb Blades and they're gonna put their shots into the scouts over here.
Sounds good.
36 shots.
Here we go. It's an easy.
Lots of shots. T5.
Trips. Put one guy biffs it.
2 guys.
2 guys biff it.
Hey.
3 guys biff it.
3 guys biff it.
The Silent King launches his Menhirs into the Predator, who deploys a smoke screen, making it -1 to hit. This does little, however, and both shots land. Steve rolls 1-6 for his armor saves and decides to fish for a second with a command reroll.
Here it is. Ah, almost.
But the 6 remains elusive. Not content with the Predator, the Silent King levels his staff at the surviving scouts, wiping them from existence.
Fire Stalker. So he's gonna put his Heat Ray into the Predator. He's gonna use the Focus Shot. Freeze.
Mike uses a command reroll, which turns his failure into a success, with the Predator taking a whopping 7 wounds.
Locust Heavy Destroyers next.
Mike's Locust Destroyers move in to finish the job, splitting their fire between the Predator and the Land Raider.
Trey, I hit you, and I'm going to spend a command point and auto wound you with Techno-Oracular Array.
Nope.
And it's 3d3 damage.
This is enough to cripple the Predator, leaving it a smoking husk.
Womp womp.
He fares far worse against the Land Raider, whiffing his shots completely.
So nope, nothing.
Yay!
Don't matter.
Perfect.
Over here, so charges.
Mike's command barge and Tomb Spider slam into the surviving tacticals on his side of the table.
Yeah, they're gonna go into your, what is this thing, a Rhino?
Rhino, I guess.
With a command reroll, his Scorpex charge Steve's Rhino from behind, a dastardly trick from a dastardly foe.
Let's do the Spider. I haven't fought with a Spider in a long time.
Okay.
He almost always just dies before he does anything, so you know.
Into combat, Mike's Tomb Spider fails to cause any damage, with his command barge also failing to wound the mighty Astartes.
They both live.
The Rhino suffers a worse fate, utterly annihilated by the Scorpex.
How much damage are
2 damage upon.
Okay, so you kill it, see if it explodes. It does not.
It discharges its cargo of Marines, one fatally bonking his head on his way down the hatch.
Would you like to consolidate into combat?
Yes, I would.
Striking back, Steve swings for the command barge, putting a dent in it with a single wound.
Made one.
Sick. So they didn't get charged, so their ability doesn't prog. However, so the guy with the power fist on 4s, nope.
Mike elects to use his whirling onslaught, making strikes against the destroyers -1 to wound. This deters the Marines, and the Scorpex end the turn unscathed. Michael's Necrons score 5 points for teleport homers, and he chooses to discard Battlefield Supremacy. That has us at an end score of 5-5. Tie game, off to turn 2. Steve goes up to 11 command points.
I control 1, 2, and 3 objectives.
You control 2,
which is
3,
2, and more. So I get
Betcha.
15 points.
Oh, you betcha.
Whoa, baby!
Steve uses new orders to ditch raised banners and gets storm hostile objectives. Also a tough objective to score.
Here we
Whoa, baby! Here we go!
Goodness gracious.
Watch it be 7. 5.
I'm carrying this team. All character models now have a transport capacity of 5 infantry models. Character models also gain the assault vehicle, open-topped, and explodes ability, and will deal 1d3 mortal wounds to all units within 3.
You know what the best part is? Scorpex are infantry.
In the movement phase, Steve's Land Raider disgorges a ravening horde of Death Company.
And we start with my next protocol, I guess. So that for me is Conquering Tyrant.
On his right, a host of Terminators of the First Company arrive in a flash of light as the chaplain descends on fiery wings. Just like he interrupts conversations, Mike interrupts Steve's movement phase with etheric interceptors and deploys the death marks to try and pop some shots on the chaplain.
I'd be -1 because I'm moving, like I have a heavy weapon and I'm shooting. And I'm also -1 for firing through the forest. But
Yeah.
I don't care.
It doesn't
because
matter.
It's max -1.
Yeah.
3s. 3s and E6s are mortal. So 1 wound, -2.
4 up. I make it. And I'm gonna spend 2 command points at the end of my movement phase.
Okay.
Steve uses his commanding oratory, giving the newly arrived chaplain the ability to automatically pass one of his litanies, in this case conferring a +2 to charge rolls.
Try and get those Haminators in there. Do some real damage. Get them in there! Do it! Please do it, please!
Buy the calendar.
Just buy the calendar.
Are you telling me I shaved my chest for nothing?
You tell me I shaved my chest for this and we're not even taking pictures?
I literally waxed the damn thing.
Do you want to put a wager on the game, or? If we get over 1,000 distinct separate comments, maybe the next All-Stars, our Christmas episode, will include some kind of waxing wager. We play to get waxed. 1,000 comments, 1,000 distinct and different comments.
It's happening?
Well, yeah, but we play for it, obviously.
On 1,000.
On 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sealed with a handshake, the fate of Steve's and Mike's body hair has been decided by 1,000 souls, destined to be determined in the field of combat. To many, Christmas can't come soon enough.
Okay, cool. Shooting phase. Let's do this.
In Steve's shooting phase, his Redeemer hoses the Scorpec destroyers in sanctified Promethium, while it takes assault cannons and multi-melta target the enemy Technomancer. Mike's Scorpecs are still using their whirling onslaught, conferring a -1 to wound. Fancy blade work can't stop the Redeemer's burning wrath, felling 3 Scorpecs who refused to pass the reanimation protocols. The lowly Technomancer takes a direct hit from a multi-melta, but only suffers 1 wound with Steve's legendary dice rolling.
1. I am going to command point reroll that. So I go to 7 command points. Here we go. 3 damage.
I think he's alive with 1 wound.
Okay, great.
The assault cannons fling shells at the Technomancer, who passes all but 1 of his armor saves.
Competitively, that's not worth it, but yeah, we're playing like open play, man.
Open play.
Let's do it.
7
Yeah,
command points.
just
Here we
get
go.
in there.
5 up.
Yeah. Oh, he makes it
He's
too.
alive.
He makes it. He's just totally fine.
Whoa, man, that was freaky.
Steve's Predator fires its Hunter-Killer missile directly at the Silent King, while his heavy bolters turn to take down that tough Technomancer. The bolt shells strike home, finally felling their mark. Mike elects to spend a command point to use his Resurrection Protocols, which at the end of the phase lets him see if his character gets back up.
The Technomancer took a Land Raider to the dome. He had to lift up his veil, but he took it to the dome.
The Hunter-Killer missile strikes the Silent King, but the Necron's defenses are too tough.
Lame. Warp, warp, lame.
4 up. Here we go. Nope.
Nope.
He's gone.
He's out of here. And I'm okay with it, actually. Then we go to charges.
Let's do it.
In the charge phase, Steve's Death Company fail their charge. He goes for that reroll, but the dice are not with him, and he fails his second roll.
These guys need a 7 also. Nope.
It's kind of a unique tactic Steve has when he's playing Blood Angels. He lands all of his stuff in a really aggressive way and fails all of his charges. Classic Steve.
I failed the charges. 7-inch charges with rerolls. Damn it, moving. What was that?
Dancing cow on the shoulder now.
We need to fight.
Yes.
So you get to.
Ongoing fight.
The fight phase is equally poor for Steve, resulting in 2 Death Company falling to the Command Barge and the Crypt Spider. While Steve fails to nab any secondaries this turn, he scores big on his primary objectives, ending with a score of 20. Mike has a lot of ground to cover going into his second turn. Scoring 2 objectives for 10 victory points, he draws Area Denial and Hold the Line.
I will heal a point on the king. King goes back to full health. This guy heals to 2 health. I hope this is a good one. We haven't used the character thing yet, but I'm going to. What is a 10, Chris?
From Grady McCormick, we have a new mission rule, Blinded by Awesomeness. All units within 6 of a character are -1 to weapon skill and -1 to ballistic skill till the end of the turn. This applies to friendly units and can stack with other characters' awesomeness.
Grady's Wheel of the Warp was really cleverly worded because normally modifiers to hit don't stack with each other, but in his particular case, he worded it that it's ballistic skill and weapon skill, so it does actually come into effect with any modifiers like the Forest. Well done. You also screwed me up.
We are back at moving at full speed now, and Michael should probably get aggressive. Necrons surge up the board in a crackling corona of energy, with few select units jockeying for a better firing position. Skulking in from Steve's deployment are a host of flayed ones, Steve takes the chance to use his Auspex scan, which allows his tactical squad to fire upon the newly risen foes. 2 fall under the Withering Hail, and in theme with the rest of this game, Mike fails both reanimation protocol rolls.
Yeah, tactical marines saving my butt skis.
Opening the shooting phase, Mike blasts Steve's Predator with his menhirs, with the rest of the Silent King's arsenal pointed directly at the Death Company squad.
I'm gonna spend 2 CP and give them a 5-up, feel no pain.
The menhirs land true, and Mike initiates his Techno-Oracular Array, wrecking the Predator. The Silent King's remaining rounds bring down 2 of the Death Company. Next, Mike's Tomb Blades lay down a storm of fire onto Steve's Tactical Marines, causing a staggering 23 wounds, fortunately with no AP, 4 fall.
King is going to shoot his shots into close combat.
This just explodes like crazy.
Oh, there we go.
Death.
The Marines, by the command barge, go down. On the right flank, the Triarch Stalker blasts the Blood Angel's Chaplain with its heat ray. Despite another reroll, Steve fails his saves yet again, and the Chaplain is reduced to a steaming pile of slag. With nothing left to shoot, Mike's Deathmark, Locust Destroyers, and Royal Wardens fire upon the immovable Terminators.
Royal Warden, he's a range 36 gun. He's going to put into your Terminators. He is going to be -1 ballistic skill from
and then
character,
-1 for
and
shooting.
-1 for shooting.
So he's -2.
He'll be hitting like an orc today, which is awesome. On 5s. Strength 5 winning on 3s. That's a wound, -2, sir.
Good.
Yeah, you're good. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's these guys here at the end.
Gonna go these guys.
Yeah, totally.
Hitting on 2s because they were my will be done.
Yep. I failed them all.
Okay, well, one biffs because you only have 1 wound remaining, right? The other one, no. Okay, so three died basically. I'm going to go to my charge phase. This is the Silent King to your Land Raider.
Nope. Yep. Ah, you get it. Yep. That's too bad.
Likewise, the Lich Guard make their charge into the Land Raider, and the Flayed Ones move to charge the Death Company.
Nuevo. Nope, that's an 8. And is that worth rerolling? No, it's not worth rerolling. But I'm doing it anyways! Whoa. But I don't care. Wraiths are gonna charge here. There we go.
Did he fail?
I got a 7.
Oh, that's too bad.
On the left, both Mike's Tomb Blades and Scorpix charge the battered Tactical Marines, easily making their charge rolls.
Every charge. The man got every charge. Every charge. Pro tip. Charge phase. You actually make the charges. That's how it works. I'm just gonna go.
The game isn't over!
Oh, shh.
In the combat phase, Mike's Wraith's claws bite at the Terminators, but can do little against such a solid wall of ceramite.
My Scorpex over there first. I am hitting you in 3s, rerolling 1s.
5 up. Oh, snap! So
Nice.
1 guy dies.
That's
this
awesome.
guy right here.
4 into him and 2 into there. 3s. 2 techs into the other guy. 1 goober gets hit. 1 goober is fine.
3 ups. Nuevo. Good to go.
You got him.
Even the Silent King struggles in his fight, denting the Land Raider, but failing to bring it down a bracket. It takes the Lich Guard to finally weaken the Treadbound Behemoth.
Tactical Marines are all going to go into the bikes.
Okay.
On 4s. 3s, then 2s because of Blood Angels.
That's it. Go straight through. So 2 drop. You come back. Yeah. No, they don't. 2 drop.
Here, D6 attacks.
Okay.
The Land Raider fails to run down any of its foes. Steve's Terminators strike back against the Wraiths, with Steve electing to use the Fury of the First stratagem. With mighty arcs of energy, the Thunderhammers crush the body of one of the Wraiths, which stays dead.
I will need him to take some morale. So this Sergeant here. Whoop! 2. Oh, he's fine.
Coming to the end of his turn, Mike discards Area Denial, flinging it to the floor. He fails to score any of his secondaries this round. Heading into turn 3, we have a score of Blood Angels 25 to Necrons 10. Blood Angels scored, defend Stronghold this turn.
I am crushing this. While I'm having problems getting rid of some of his units, and I think he's gonna win out some of the attrition game, I think I might be able to squeak so far ahead of him on score, he might not be able to fix it.
No big primary score this turn. Steve holds a single objective and scores 5, giving him 20 primary score and a total score of 30. Mike's next command protocol gives his Necrons the ability to heal an additional wound at the start of his turn, improving the Xenos' durability even further. Steve then draws Extend Battle Lines.
Let's hope it's something that hurts
17.
Michael.
17, here we go.
2. 2.
Chris, what is the 2?
Not glad you asked, Mike. And it's spatial displacement from Donovan Dunham. This means the Land Raider has to move towards the farthest edge, to the left or right, and this takes it into a ruin. It takes D3 mortal wounds for its trouble and doesn't even get away from the Silent King. Brutal.
Well, what was that for?
I like to imagine that like the Silent King is like about to destroy this ancient vehicle. It's older, like 10,000 years old. And then just like something just is like, oh, pretty Land Raider. Bonk. Donovan Dunham, you my G.
Heading into movement, Steve's Death Company surge across the battlefield, moving in to support their brother tactical Marines against the Skorpek Annihilators. The whine of engines signal the arrival of the veteran Marines landing in Mike's deployment zone.
We'll go to my shooting phase. The tactical Marines here are all going into the bikers.
What's the plan on
5 ups.
I'm good.
Woohoo!
In the shooting phase, the Land Raider blasts the Lich Guards with all its weapons, bringing down a single Lich Guard.
Hey! Oh no, almost.
Next, the tactical squad brings their bolters down onto the flayed ones, clearing 2 from the field and leaving 1 left. Let's see if Steve can do a bit better this charge phase. The Death Company land their charges into Mike's Skorpeks and Tomb Blades, already a marked improvement from his last charge phase.
And then these guys will go into here. So I really need a 5. No, those guys need an 8-inch charge into the Triarch Starker.
I'm gonna Overwatch.
Sure.
Michael overwatches into the charging vets, but only 1 succumbs to the hail of fire. Despite Steve's best efforts, however, he fails his charge, but his reroll brings the vets into melee. The fight phase opens up with Steve attacking Mike's Skorpeks, and Mike electing to use his Whirling Onslaught yet again. It's a good move from Steve, as Mike still has enough command points to interrupt with counteroffensive. The Skorpeks are brought low despite their wall of blades, and the Tomb Blades are likewise eliminated.
Death Company doing what Death Company do. So many attacks. It's so many attacks. So many attacks.
The entire quarter now firmly belongs to the Blood Angels. With the veteran assault squad striking his Triarch Stalker, Mike elects to burn a command point, bringing its quantum shielding up to a 4+. With his Power Fist failing to make a dent and an obscene number of 1s from his chain swords, Steve only inflicts 4 wounds. Still, his charge now means he controls the nearby objective.
And then you go to your choice first.
Striking back, the Wraiths drop another Terminator.
Lich Guard, so again, probably 5 are able to touch you. 5s.
4. Yeah, 4 go through and kill it. This guy.
Terminator.
The Terminator. 4s. 3s. 1 AP minus 3.
4 up. I'm good.
Yep.
The Triarch Stalker, striking back, crushes a veteran under its arachnoid legs. Steve manages a lot of secondary points, all of them actually. He scores a tempting target, extend battle lines, and storm hostile objectives. That brings him to the end of player turn with 45 points to Michael's 15. Michael has a lot of ground to make up.
Oh, I crushed the secondaries too. Oh, this is fantastic. My score going all the way up. His score, not so much. He's struggling big time. His secondaries have been my biggest ally in this whole thing. Plus the Wheel of the Warp has not really been, sorry, my bad. The Wheel of the Warp has not really been his friend during this time. And so I'm so thankful for the Wheel of the Warp.
Draw 2 more objectives. I have Extend Battle Lines, and I have Bring It Down. Okay. What do you have that I can bring down? Nothing.
Nothing, so I think you have to get rid of it.
Draw. Extend Battle Lines, secure No Man's Land. Yeah, I have to basically take Steve off both of the No Man's Land objectives, which is gonna be a bit tricky, but I think I can do it. Let's do it! $15, Christopher!
Paranoid Mind from Colin McDonald. The warp constantly shifting, the commander second guesses their choices. Mike loses 1 command point and gives it to Steve.
Awesome!
So my 3 goes from a 3 to a 2 again.
And I go from a 0 to 1.
Kind of noticing a trend here, guys. These Wheel of the Warp things, they're kind of screwing me up a bit.
Hey, I got a command point. Cool. I love the Wheel of
Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Colin.
He has 8 wounds remaining. He heals 2 points because of Protocol of the Undying Legion.
Okay.
So he's up to 10. Wait, so these guys are gonna fall back.
Mike disengages his wraiths from the remaining Terminator, preparing them for another charge with their slinking strike. The Silent King moves forward and his Lich Guard bear down on the Death Company.
Let's go to the shooting phase. So I really have to cap this off of you.
Shooting, Mike's Overlord fires upon the Death Company, slaying 2.
Triarch Stalker is going to flame into close combat.
The Triarch opens into the veteran, swarming about its feet, scorching 2.
Death Marks are going to put their shots into your Terminator over here.
Sounds good.
Why not?
The Death Marks shoot at the remaining Terminator, bringing it down to a single wound.
Everything 3 Locust into the Terminator over there.
The Locusts bring all their arms to bear against the Terminator, but his armor holds true.
Silent King is going to shoot. He'll put his Menhirs into your character that's hiding over there, ever so characterically.
Sounds good.
And then the remainder of the shots will go into the Death Company.
The Silent King blasts the Sanguinary Priest with its Menhirs, vaporizing him with ease. The remaining shots lay low 2 Marines and inflict 1 wound on another. The Silent King charges the Death Company, while the Lich Guard approach that remaining Tactical Marine with Power Fist. The Overlord charges into the Tactical Squad.
Wraiths are going to try charging the back of these guys
Vanguard
here.
vets.
You betcha. Race into these guys right there.
Oh, fill them all. So, all right, I'll use 4 of them.
Okay. King is going to whack the Death Company. Bonk. 2s. 3 rolls.
2 5s. Make 1. So, 3 die in total.
Okay. 4 attacks with the Scythe of Dust. Hitting on 2s. 2s. 4 more at -4.
6s. He's dead. Okay.
And there's the 3 damage piece. The Overlord on Catacomb Command Barge hits on 2s, 3s.
One
guy gets eaten.
Biffs it.
Striking back, the veterans smash 2 wraiths to pieces, their husks refusing to reanimate.
And then Stalker. 1 wound -2.
Nope.
3 damage flat.
So you kill the guy that doesn't have the fist.
What a great turn for Michael. He scores all of his secondaries to add 15 points to his total. That takes him to 35 points to Steve's 45. The gap is closing and the Blood Angels are dropping. Can Steve hold on? On to turn 4. Steve is unable to score a single primary point and has to draw 3 new cards as he scored all of them last turn. He draws Blood and Guts behind enemy lines and no prisoners.
Six. Christopher.
From Annabelle, we have Shifting Landscapes, and all objectives must move D6 with a scatter dice, re-rolling any direct hits. This should mix things up nicely. Oh, that couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Oh my goodness!
That's
awesome.
terrible for me.
This one!
Annabelle, you had a chance when you woke up and read the prompt asking for a Wheel of the Warp. You had a chance to do good, to do well. And you chose violence!
And hope has arrived! Annabelle, thank you so much for your fantastic submission for the wheel.
That sucks. I don't like this rule.
That one, dude.
I don't like this rule at all. It's not cool, man.
Hey, wait!
Steve moves his tactical squad to secure the shifting objective. And his survivor vet disengages to snag a second. On the left flank, another tactical squad disengages, staying just close enough to hold another objective.
Now I'm
This guy
holding.
goes here.
Are you still within range with both of them?
Yeah. Shooting Angelus Bull Gun from that guy into the spider. No!
Yeah. That's right.
1 wound, AP -1.
Nope. You got it.
So take a wound.
1.
The Ancient charges into Mike's Tomb Spider, and the lone Terminator engages the Wraith.
Ancient will go first.
Okay.
The 3. So 1 AP -4.
So I go from 5 to 3 wounds remaining.
Burning another command point, Steve gives his Terminator +1 to hit.
3s. 2s.
4.
Nope.
No,
He dies.
you got it. Command point reroll.
Not worth it.
Nope,
Not worth it.
it.
You attack back. Okay.
I do 5 attacks.
Count. 4 ups. Has 2 wounds remaining. We can test that sweet, sweet objective.
Steve scores behind enemy lines to extend his lead with a tally of 15 to Mike's 35. What will Michael draw for his secondaries, and will it help him tie this game up? Primary points have been hard to come by in this game as both generals jockey for board control. No new points for the Necrons, so he must have a good draw here to tie the game. Michael draws Defend Stronghold, Overwhelming Firepower, and Behind Enemy Lines. However slim, there is a chance he can pull through.
Let's do it again.
And you get one command point, and you get to draw some cards.
I do. Let's roll the dice and see. Uno.
I am Tycho, the child of chaos, coming to invade your reality, turning ones into sixes and sixes into ones. Brought to you by John Paul Crouch.
So all ones become sixes. Okay, I dig it. I dig it. I like that. So
That's a modified too, so you re-roll first.
he heals. He heals. You heal. My would-be dones are going to go to himself, his Lich Guard himself. And then we go into movement phase.
Mike brings his locusts down from their perch, and the Royal Warden and Overlord move to take an objective in his deployment zone.
These guys onto this objective.
Okay.
His flayed ones move to contest an objective, and the Silent King claims another objective.
We'll go to the shooting phase.
Okay.
So Trarg Stalker is going to put his 2 shots, the Melta style, into the Terminator in front of him. 3s, and wounding on 2s, 1 wound, 1 invulnerable save, and d6 plus 3 damage. He's toast. The 3 Locust Heavy Destroyers are going to put all their shots into this
You
guy.
can just remove that guy. It's okay.
Deathmark's going to put their shots here. I'm going to say 2 of them can see without needing to go through the forest.
Sure.
So hitting on 3s for these ones, 2s for these ones. 3s, 6s are mortals. No mortals, but 3 wounds -1. Or -2, pardon me. So -1 for you. This guy over here is going to put all of his shooting into this guy, Sanguinary Ancient. Hitting on 2s, the 6 becomes a 1, so it's a miss. 3s. So that's 2 wounds at -3.
4 ups. I fail 1.
D3 damage. For
3,
damage.
it dies.
He dies. Okay. So he's gone. The Silent King is gonna wipe those guys over there out. 3 shots. Reroll. Oh, that's a 6.
Yeah,
so
it's a 6. That's a 1.
That's a 1. Yeah, that's a 1. So that's a fail. So 1 wound at. Oh no, it's 2 wounds. It's strength 8. So 2 wounds at -3, which is -2 for you on this guy. The 9 shots from the other thing. These are 6s. Make them all.
Make them all.
Two men here.
Oh no, I don't. This one's a 1. One guy takes 2 damage.
Yeah. And then the 2 men here is hitting on 2s. So one goes through.
6s. I'm looking for a 1. Oh snap!
You've made it. We'll try a charge from the Lich Guard.
End of turn, and Michael scores 2 of his secondaries, Defend Stronghold and Overwhelming Firepower. The game is now within striking distance for the Necrons with 45 points to the Blood Angels 50. On to turn 5. No new points for the Blood Angels, and Steve pulls 3 secondaries he cannot achieve. That might just mean curtains for Space Marine Steve.
Michael has just swept this out from under me, unfortunately. I was really hopeful that the plan was going to work, and it almost did.
His secondaries for this round are Capture Enemy Outpost and Raise the Banner. He also has Behind Enemy Lines, which he can easily score. That does it for the Blood Angels.
Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to hand this to Michael and his mechanical monstrosities. Boo.
Michael scores all his secondaries for an amazing underdog victory. Final victory points are Necron 75 to Blood Angels 50, and because both armies are gorgeously painted, we added an additional 10 points to each player. I can assure you my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
Despite the best efforts of everybody who put a prompt in that Wheel of the Warp, somehow I managed to squeak it out at the very end. Somehow. Just saying. You guys didn't make it easy, but I did it.
What an amazing game on a great table. Thank you again to Frontline Gaming for sponsoring this video, and if you're looking for ways to create immersive battlefields for your tabletop gaming, I encourage you to check out frontlinegaming.com. Also, a very, very special thanks to all of our patrons. Our producer tier patrons not only support our ability to pay for resources, but also supply us with incredible interactions that create these one-of-a-kind games. The Discord community that is part of Patreon is also a source of motivation for us, and we love seeing the interactions there.
We have a super active Discord that wakes me up every morning with fantastic and hilarious Warhammer focused little anecdotes and stories. So there's also all kinds of fantastic behind the scenes info that gets cranked right onto there. Example,
Speak sharks. No. Speak sharks. Speak sharks.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody so much for allowing me to play on Tabletop. It's always a lot of fun. I really enjoy these kind of scenarios that are cooked up. All the producer Patreons, I really appreciate all the work that you put into actually coming up with all the scenarios. Lots and lots of fun. Really hope to come back again. Want to thank my opponent Steve. He's an awesome sport. Really enjoyed playing with him, and hopefully next time.
I wanted to thank all of you for having me. Despite Michael's victory, I very much enjoyed my time in the commentator spotlight. Now I must return to the pit from whence I came, to fester amongst unpainted minis and unopened army books, awaiting a day that I may hear the clarion call of play on, to once again spectate the battlefield, and to insult my sibling.
and as a quick and a little reminder, if this video hits 1,000 unique comments down below, then the next All-Stars game, the last one in our series for the 2022 season, will have a bit of a wager.
I've heard rumor from a reliable source
Witnessed it!
reliable source that if this video gets 1,000 comments, the next Play On All-Stars, the loser gets waxed. And I want to see someone get waxed. You want to see someone get waxed. Let's get someone waxed.
Until the day Michael finally gets waxed, play on.